I felt like I was going around the city with this futuristic machine, trying to showcase what it could do. My name is Emma Ridderstad. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Warpin. Virtual reality, VR, it's when you put on a headset that takes you away from this reality. So you're completely immersed in what you're seeing. So it's very good of changing environments, looking at new projects, looking at things that doesn't exist, or transporting yourself back in the future or to another planet, who knows. But augmented reality is when you're putting a filter on this reality. If you have a phone, you have augmented reality. All the Snapchat filters, Pokemon Go are the first one to showcase what augmented reality can do. But it's actually playing with the digital world in the physical world. But you're adding on digital objects that can enhance it or showcase something. So Älvsbyhus, they do these prefab houses where you previously could look at it on a 2D screen, the house, or you had to physically go and visit the houses that were built. Virtual reality does in this is that we rendered and builded up the houses completely from scratch, but in a virtual reality environment. So instead of actually making the client go and visit the house, you can take the house to the client. So this actually makes you see through. So you will stay in the environment that you are, but you will add digital objects to it. It would be very easy to go outside, standing there, put on the headset and actually switch the facade to something else. So you can actually see it in real life on the house. But you can also use your phone or an iPad for actually almost the same experience. But these are like head-worn instead of having them in front of you. I remember in Sweden, I think the virtual reality headset was like the Christmas gift of the year 2017, I think. But people bought it and was like, okay, so what happens now? What do I do? So content is king. There has to be content that really engages people and that really makes it worthwhile getting into a headset. We're very picky right now. Technology has to bring something to us. I felt like I was going around the city with this futuristic machine, trying to showcase what it could do. Now most of companies actually know what virtual reality and augmented reality is. I think that we will, as soon as people will start seeing what this technology can help in their lives, it's going to explode. The same way with internet, when internet came, if you're not on board, you will miss a lot of learning, I think, both from an education and training perspective, an enterprise perspective, but also as an end consumer. And I think the end consumer will demand these services in just a couple of years. So for example, you're walking down the street, you're wondering where you're going, so you're wondering which street to take. Immediately, you can just have arrows pointing in front of you of where to go. You're meeting someone you know, but you're like, ooh, who is this? What's the name? And you could probably get that person's name right up to it and remind you of how you know each other and things like that. If we're looking at dating, that would be probably an excellent example where you can see who's single, who's not. It will probably be used depending on people's willingness to have that inside of their bubble, advertisement and other things like that you're interested in. So you can probably go past a building wondering what building is this, and you can have all the information on your retina or on your eyes connected to that building. So everything will become, instead of people looking down at a little 2D screen, people will start looking up again and interacting with their environment in a whole different way. You can look at technology from a very dystopian place, or you can look at it from a perspective of this technology is coming regardless of if we want it or not. So I think that it can actually help us to have more time for those things that we want to do in this real life. I think that people will still want to meet people that they love. And I think it will make us use our brains in a more efficient way and maybe help humanity use the sides that we are very good at. For example, virtual reality is a very good tool to use for empathy, for putting yourself in someone else's shoes. If you see something on a 2D screen, your brain is very numb. You have seen so much in that sense, so you don't connect with it. But if you're standing in a refugee camp with your shoes in the mud, seeing this and having people almost talking to you, your empathy grows in a whole other way. So I think that this technology can connect people again. I think UN did a project many years ago where they actually put people that were donating money to the refugees on the refugee camps through virtual reality, and they got 70% more funding. Virtual reality enables you to experience something. Instead of looking at it, you're part of it, which makes it so much more realistic. So if you want to convey people that we need to take actions for the environment, or we need to take steps in this direction, or showcasing how people are living in other countries of this world, to be able to be in that society and see it firsthand as if you were there, it has a much more engaging effect on your body, and it puts yourself much deeper than any other technology can do. Architecture, and it's so interesting area to get people involved and to be part of the creative process, or to be able to visualize it. Architects can play around a lot without actually building things that cost a lot of money. So I think it enables the creativity far much more than we have seen before, because you can create things without actually, building things, and being part of that by being, on site. You can always build a 3D model of something, but then it's small. It's a huge difference if you're actually standing next to the building that you're envisioning, and you can actually enter it, and you can see it from, a first-hand perspective. Okay, so one way to actually make something very small come alive is to work with augmented reality. So this is one example. So here you have a cover from a magazine. So what we can do then is that we kind of trigger it.
What if paperboard could talk? What a silly thing. Who wrote that? Of course it can. It can do everything. Talk, jump, shout, have endless boring monologues. It can do a wheeler. Whew. Okay, maybe not everything, but you get the point. More importantly, with augmented reality, you can greatly enhance your brand experience to attract customers and to improve customer loyalty. It can be an excellent way to maximize the full potential of your product. To infinity! Just open this issue of Inspire magazine and you'll learn everything you need to know about talking paperboards. Okay, I won't keep you longer. I'll go back to being an ordinary cover model again. What was my expression again?
So that is one of the things that you can really work with, to showcase people the sustainable choices that we can make that has a better effect on this planet, to make them be part of them and to feel present with them. So virtual reality is an excellent tool for building emotions in general, and to have a feeling for a project, and to have a look and feel, as we said before. So there are many ways that you can use the technology to bring forth the different aspects of the same coin. Everything that requires an understanding and a deeper understanding, we need to have visuals that can help us with that. And I mean, not only changing, if we're changing a city, for example, we need to make sure that people are on board with that change and willing to do maybe the sacrifices that we need to do.
So what is your vision?
For Warpin or for the world?
The world.
Okay.
Isn't that the same?
Yeah. No, but of course, my vision for Warpin is to become the #1 thought leader and provider for education and training. So my vision is that we're going to use these technologies for improving our lives and having more spare time to do other things that we enjoy, and to connect more with each other.
I'ma be the